I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I would beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
Yo, 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 welcome back to the fifth round. As always, your boy, Stephen Moustaris. And man, I'm on a roll right now. UFC 282s in a couple days. I just talked about the Bryce Mitchell-Elijah Tapura fight. Bryce Mitchell 15-1. Elijah Tapura, I think he's 12-0. It's one of the biggest fights of the night. Bryce Mitchell's been calling out some undefeated guys. He wants to take somebody's O super bad. He definitely wants to get up in there in the top 5. And you know, the only thing, I think I am riding with Bryce, but when I was talking about it, it really made me think Elijah Tapura right now has a real strong chance. Even though in his eyes, he's like, hey, look, I've never been beat. I'm pretty fucking impressive. I'm all around great. And I get Bryce Mitchell as the betting favorite. Dude's a dog and all, but Tapura's got a really strong chance right now to be like 2019, 2020. Shit, that might even been 2018. Cheeto Vera when he beat Sean O'Malley. And just where Cheeto was always like, everybody knew him, everybody knows he's good, but Sean O'Malley was so hyped that when he beat him, he just took that hype value and just took off with it. So I think Tapura could do that against Bryce Mitchell. And then I just talked about the return of Darren Till as he comes back to take on Dricus Du Plessis, who Du Plessis is a fucking K1 world kickboxing champion. Dude's a dog. Dude, jacked as fuck, scary looking, but I do think he gasses pretty crazy, especially if he gets ahead of himself and throws a lot of the spinning attacks and a lot of shit. And when you're missing, man, that takes a lot of energy. And I do like the matchup for Darren Till. If there's any matchup at all out there, I do like it a lot because he has been out for a while and you don't really have to worry about maybe some takedowns against Dricus Du Plessis. So I am really excited for that fight. But this brings me into, in my opinion, what UFC 282 was all about, what it was made for, and that's Paddy the Baddy Pimblett as he takes on Jared Gordon. And boy, man, this is one of those tough ones here because this is no walk in the park for Paddy the Baddy. Jared Gordon is very, very game guy. You know, he's always there. He's gonna beat the fuck out of your average. Like if that man's at your local gym, he's probably the star at the gym. That's how good this man is. But when it comes to, you know, high-level MMA and these guys, when anything can happen on a Saturday night, you have one fight night. It's not like you go 6 months of training at the gym where, yeah, you're sparring some of your buddies that maybe aren't in the UFC yet or maybe aren't as high level as you, but you're so gassed and anything can happen every day because it's fighting that, you know, there are days that these guys get the best of you, but you can go back within the 6-month camp or the 4-month camp and, you know, right your wrongs. MMA, that's why everybody loves it so much. So high risk, so high reward, but anything could fucking happen. That's why it's the greatest sport to bet on. That's why it's the only sport I bet on that's like 4 to 5 plus, you know, underdogs where you're like, man, I'm at 4 or 5 times up my money on the underdog if I bet. Like, let's get this shit. You know, it's easy little $10 bet. Like, if you lose $10. Oh, well. So, you know, it's one of those favorite ones, but this is where it's tough because this is the fight, though, that Paddy the Baddy should win. If he's the man that we think he is, this is a fight he should definitely win. If you go look at Jared Gordon, if you watch this man over the years, like I said, he's such a fundamental fighter. He's so good. He's no fucking slouch. He can finish you no matter where he's at, on the ground, standing. He's got great footwork, great technique, got great everything. But it does seem in his career that every time he fights that top dog, like I think he fought Charles Oliveira back right like 2019, 2018 area where Charles Oliveira was on his run, knocked him out in the first round. And then like you've seen him the last couple fights that he's had, when he gets those big step up in competition, he seems to fall a little bit and seems to lose to the usually that 15 and, you know, higher ranked people, like right around that middle of the rank, right when you finally become the top 15 ranked. That's where he starts like kind of falling apart against some of the greatest fighters in the division. And if you're Paddy, you got to win this fight. This is the one where it's like, hey man, this is me, made for me. I'm going to show who I am, especially after how exciting he is, how much shit he talks, all the stuff he does, man. It's like, this is a huge fight for him. And I got his back. I think he's winning this fight. I don't think the MMA gods are going to allow us to watch both Paddy the Baddy lose and Molly McCann. I just don't see it within a month span. I just don't see it, especially after what they did for us at UFC London twice this year. Oh my God. It's the craziest crowds that we've had all 2022. And I think this is that moment. I think Paddy the Baddy is supposed to be that guy that everybody talks about. I think he's got the ability. I think it's good for him to have these last 3 or 4 fights that he's had that have been in the limelight, where it's, you can tell he gets taken back with it, and he's like, oh shit, I get taken away. I don't listen to my coaches. I get in firefights, and I get rocked in most of my fights, but then I come back to win. And I think this is where it's huge. I think he settles down. I think he's realized he doesn't want fight of the night like that. He's already said it. I think he's going to take down Jared Gordon. I think he's going to finish him very early. And I think we get the Paddy the Baddy dancing, everybody going nuts. I think it's a Paddy Baddy show. 2023, he's coming out strong. And that's honestly the take. I am worried, though. This is easily one of those ones that Jared Gordon wins, and we're sitting there like, ooh, Paddy the Baddy just isn't that guy yet. We rushed him. Jared Gordon, that should be somebody he should beat, but Jared is that man, though. He's kind of like, best way I can describe it is, it's like every time, he's like that guy that's not quite the gatekeeper yet. Like, he's not the one that just is sent in there to lose, but he is a couple losses away from being that. But he's that guy that's like, okay, this is middle of the road. This is what I should be doing. Like 15 ranked. This is when I should prove myself to be in the top 15. And then, oh shit, I got my ass smoked by Jared Gordon. Like, this dude fucking was working all corners on me. I just didn't come in here with my P's and Q's. Like, so it is tough. I think it's one of those fights that could easily happen that way. I just don't see it. I think Paddy the Baddy gets it done. First round finish. If anything, early second round, because Jared is that man. He is very, very difficult to get down and very difficult to submit. So, yeah, and if this does go to do a decision, I'm pretty excited to see. Luckily, it is 3 rounds, but I am excited to see how Paddy the Baddy keeps up, because he comes out so strong and so crazy that, and if he does go for the takedowns, he's going to be going for some high-level slams and shit. So I think it's going to be taking a lot of energy out at first to get him out of there. And if he doesn't get him out, then that's when it's going to be, all right, if this goes to decision, I'm thinking Jared Gordon for sure, because he's the decision king. So, as always, the 5th round, I'm super fucking excited for this fight. Let's go, baby.